I'm a loser, I'm a winner, I'm the sad one who's to say, I'm the faster, I'm the favorite, I'm the left out, run away. It's the wrong way you think today, what a chance you did take today. It's the madness your drive creates, what a chance you did waste today.
From the beaches of Daytona to the deserts of Arizona, from the plains of Kansas to the rolling hills of New York, the Right Lane Cup Series arrives here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway for its Season 2 finale, where our 42 drivers will take on 100 laps around this mile-and-a-half very racy racetrack. All their stories have led to this penultimate race, but for 3 of our drivers, that story still includes a championship. 3 drivers come into this race within 52 points of each other, and they all have a chance at this title. So we'll go ahead and go check out those championship contenders now. Griffin Label McDermott comes into the points lead with 49 points. He took it with 3 late races left in the season. He's going to try to maintain that points lead. In second in points, Alexander Phoenix for MB2 Motorsports. He is 32 points behind Griffin Label McDermott, and he has to finish decently ahead of the number 22 to win the championship. And the third driver, our Season 1 champion, Vince Freeze, is 52 points behind. He needs a very good day, and for the other 2 to have a really bad day for his shot at the title. So we'll go ahead and go trackside and get your starting lineup for today. Derek Hamill surprised all in his number 98 Honda. He grabbed the pole for today, with Jesse Turner from Lake Effect Motorsports to his outside, the second straight year in a row that 94 will be on the front row. Justin Henley and Henry Thomas are your second row. Henley is surprised in qualifying after his good run last week. Lane Sanders and Jeffrey Finguy are 5th and 6th. Vince Freeze is your first championship contender, as denoted there on the graphic. He is in 7th with DJ Curtis, with Taylor Frey and RJ Bishop rounding out your top 10. There are our other 2 championship contenders. Griffin Lapel McDermott will be in the 18th spot, with Alexander Phoenix rolling off in the 20th position. The 2 of them are going to have to move forward and hope Vince Freeze does not get any bonus points early on if they want to keep their shots at the title alive. Looking back through the field, another thing to note is our Rookie of the Year battle coming into the finale. Luke Martin and Alexander Rowe are separated by 1 point, and Rowe failed tech. That number 10 car was too low after qualifying, so he was sent to the rear with Zachary Fitzwater. The last 2 cars that sent to the rear are the 2 Revolution Racing cars of Christian Vargas and Asher Evelyn. So that is your starting lineup for the finale. We're going to go ahead and go trackside and get your command to start the engines and get this race underway.
Race fans, it's time now for the most famous words in motorsports. Please welcome our Grand Marshal, Sony recording artist, Kelly Clarkson.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
In this late pole by Derek Hamill, this will do much for him because this locks him. This is the last driver locked into the clash next year at Daytona, unless the champion or somebody else is able to win tonight. Derek Hamill is your pole sitter. Jesse Turner to his outside. Justin Henley surprises a lot in 3rd. Henry Thomas is in 4th, trying to end his season on a high note. Lane Sanders and Jeffrey Finguy, the 2 arch rivals, are in 6th and 5th and 6th. Then there's Vince Freeze, your first championship contender. He is just outside the top 5. The pace car is off. Derek Hamill and Jesse Turner are going to lead us to the green flag. The final race of the Right Lane Cup Series Season 2 is underway. Hamill and Turner lead us down into turn number 1. 3 wide already. Vince Freeze is not wasting any time. The number 9 Flex Tools Ford to the inside, going down off of turn number 2. Derek Hamill gets away with Justin Henley. Henley now looking to the inside of Derek Hamill. He's going to take the lead going into turn number 3. Vince Freeze trying to follow Henley through. He's not going to be able to. He settles back into the 3rd spot, and Justin Henley will lead his first lap of the season. Derek Hamill's behind him, and look at Jesse Turner. He's fighting back on the 9. 3 wide behind him, Sanders, Finguy, and Thomas. Finguy stuck in the middle. Thomas trying to use that outside line. Sanders on the inside. DJ Curtis moves down to help him. Now they're back to 2 wide. There goes Henry Thomas down to the inside. He's going to try to make a move on the 9 of Vince Freeze. Turner's going to slip back. Derek Hamill's back on the back bumper to 31. He's going to try to lead a lap. Remember, you get a bonus point if you lead a lap in the Right Lane Cup Series. You get 2 bonus points if you lead the most laps. And that is something Vince Freeze desperately needs to do. He needs to get up there because it's 2 champions. He is the long shot, but he still needs to try his best to win this championship. He needs to win or finish 2nd and have the most laps led if he wants to win this championship, providing his championship rivals finish deep in the field. There he is. There's one of them. That's Griffin Lapel McDermott. He's back right outside the top 15. He's 16th right now. Alexander Phoenix is right inside the top 20 behind him. And GLM is doing all he needs to do to win the championship. Right now, it doesn't matter if Vince Freeze wins the race because Griffin Lapel McDermott is far enough through the field where he can just move through the wind. Man, they are jostling right in front of him. And Alexander Phoenix needs to beat GLM. He needs to be right where Vince Freeze is. If he can do that, he will win the championship. He came in 32 points behind Griffin Lapel McDermott. So we'll see what the Arizona native is going to be able to do if he can win this championship. But right now, they have been settling, riding it easy. We're on lap 5 out of 100. It's a long race. It's the longest race we do all season. And these guys just need to settle in and try to get as many points as they can throughout the day. And pit stops, without cautions, pit stops are going to be key here at Charlotte. And you'll see it here later on in this race. They expect to make at least 2, maybe 3 pit stops. You see GLM trying to make up spots. He's stuck behind Ellison and RJ Bishop, who's creating a stack up here. Up front, a driver, man, that was close, coming out of 4. A driver making splashes early on. Peter Onjak in the 5. Onjak has scooted forward. He's in the top 10 now. He's close to getting to the top 5. He's got to get past Henry Thomas and Vince Freeze. The top 3, the top 6 now are single file. Top 3 are blue cars. Henley, Hamill, and Sanders. Sanders moving up from his 5th starting spot, trying to win. Jesse Turner, he had a good car. Both of these guys, 3rd and 4th, had great cars last year. Turner started on pole. Sanders, I think, was outside pole. But they both came up just short of winning. Both of them are still winless going into this season, trying to get their first career Right Lane Cup Series win. Sanders moves past Derek Hamill. Sanders is now behind Justin Henley. And a big announcement from that team, Crossroads Racing, they're going to be moving to Honda next year. Henley is going to be one of their drivers. Of course, this sponsorship, GM, that's probably not going to be on that car for next year. Perhaps it'll be on one of the Spa cars, as we've known Sanders. Performance All Sports moving to Chevrolet. Big opportunity for them, but Sanders had a terrible turn 1 and 2 there. That's going to stack up the field. And you see Hamill, Freeze has a very good opportunity to try to pass the 98. That Little W's Honda is glued to that blue line on the inside line. Freeze washes up. Here comes Henry Thomas. Doing a very good job here. Thomas, he started in 4th. He's running 5th. Henry Thomas, by all accounts, this driver, if you look at his stats, his wins, his top 5s and his top 10s, he should be a championship contender. But in the races where he hasn't run top 5, top 10, it's been miserable for him. The last month in particular took him out of the championship. The last 2 weeks, the last 3 weeks actually, Rockingham, Phoenix, and Homestead, he was involved in incidents not of his making. And it took him out of the hunt. But I'm sure Henry Thomas is going to be looking forward to next year because they're keeping that group together. Personnel change. They made an announcement this week. So Thomas looking forward. Hopefully he's going to try his hand. Maybe he'll be able to make a championship run next season. Up front, though, we've had a fight for the lead. It looks like Sanders peeking to the inside of the 31. He's going to go there. These 3 blue cars are doing very well for themselves. They have not moved backwards really much at the start of this race, and it looks like we're going to get a new leader for the first time since lap number 1. Lane Sanders puts his Domino's Pontiac right up front. He's going to try to scoot away from the 31 and the 98. The top 10 so far, single file. The top 12, Griffin Lapel McDermott, he is now in the 12th position. He's slowly moving forward, and so is Alexander Phoenix. Phoenix is 3 spots behind the 22. He needs to get at least 4 or 5 positions ahead. If he can get up here and get to 2nd or 3rd, that is something that would help that 62, but he is harassed right now. Luke Martin, Nick Breeding, Samuel England, they've all been around him, and they are not cutting him any slack. And that's an interesting note. Luke Martin, coming into this race, was the Rookie of the Year leader. You see, he's trying to put 3 wide on Alexander Phoenix, J.D. Martin. Man, Phoenix just cannot get going. But as we were talking, Luke Martin is your Rookie of the Year leader by 1 point. 1 point separates him and the 10 of Alexander Rowe. But Rowe got a stroke of bad luck. He had to start in the rear due to a technical infraction. We'll see how it's going to handle for Rowe, but he's made good progress. Lap 15, he's already inside, close to inside the top 30. Right now, he's in 32nd. Joseph Shrigley would be his path into the top 30. But the biggest mover so far belongs to Christian Vargas. He started 41st. He's up to 24th. Very good run for him so far. And you see it. Coming through the field, Griffin Lapel McDermott has caught R.J. Bishop and his teammate Jeffrey Finguy. Now, I'm sure Finguy would be more than willing to let his teammate pass. Perhaps we'll see it, and we've had a change in the top spot. Again, it's Justin Henley. Hamill is scooted back to 4th. Vince Freeze is 3rd. Sanders is the 2nd. How about this for Justin Henley? Their last race with Chevy, Henley missed the Daytona 500. He was the first D&Q, and he has driven very hard this season. Of course, the results have not shown it, but he is doing a very, very good job. That whole team, Crossroads Racing, hopes the switch to Honda will do them some good next season. Perhaps get them a higher, position in the standings. And you see, looking back through here, I've noticed some changes up here. Ryan Griffin in the 1. The Hondas seem to be doing very well today. Ryan Griffin has moved his way right up into the top 10. Of course, he's scooting back now. DJ Curtis trying to pass him. Peter Onjak. And then Derek Hamill. Hamill is actually scooting back. He was in 4th. Henry Thomas scoots past him into the 4th spot. Hamill's back to 5th. Up front, it looks like Sanders is going to try and make another move on the 31, but Vince Freeze is probably going to follow Sanders because that'll be the best way he can do to get up here and get a point. He needs to lead laps and lead the most laps. Here goes Sanders to the inside. Freeze follows him. Freeze runs the middle line. Let's see what kind of run he can get out of the corner. Coming back around, if it was a final lap, it'd be a photo finish, and Sanders would get it. Lane Sanders leads again. It's lap 20. But look at Vince Freeze. Freeze back to the inside line. He desperately is trying to get past that 0-1. We'll see what he's able to do. He built a good run down the back straightaway. Will he make the move going to 3? He tried. Sanders threw a block. Freeze backs off. Sanders gets away. He's got about 2 car lengths now. Derek Hamill is under attack from Jesse Turner. Turner, the outside pole sitter, trying to get back up front. Trying to be the second Lake Effect driver to win this season. They'll have a new teammate next year, himself and Logan Cloud. They'll have a new teammate. Tim Fiegel, the rookie, will be joining them in the 43 car. For now, Turner's trying his best. You see, looking back here, I've noticed somebody is now in the top 11, and we've had trouble. We've got trouble on the racetrack. The caution flag is out. I wonder what could have happened. Oh my goodness, Charles Sanford. The front end of that Busch beer Toyota is crinkled like a Busch can. What on earth has happened? Ryan Reed is in trouble. He's in the pit lane. My goodness, Sanford absolutely destroyed. He's going to pull it down the pit lane. A tough break for Charles Sanford after such the hard year that they've had. It's going to come to an end in such a violent way. Let's see if we can get a replay. Catch what happened to the 19. I think the 57 might have been involved as well. So we're watching the 57 of Ryan Reed, and he grenaded the engine right out of the corner. Oh, and Charles Sanford had absolutely no idea. I don't think he even knew Reed blew a motor. He probably, because those two cars in front of him split, Reed and Sanford just was blindsided there. Taking another look at it here, Reed blew the motor out of turn 4, and yeah, it just, oh, wow. Zachary Ponce almost collided with Sanford, or with Reed, and Sanford just was blindsided, had no idea the 57 was there. Riding on board with Charles Sanford in the Busch beer cam. I think that said everything. I think Sanford had no clue in the 52 and the 95 split the 57. He just had nowhere to go. Meanwhile, pit stops have happened. The leaders are going to come down pit road. Sanders got out of the pit lane first. Vince Freeze came out second. Ryan Griffin jumped several spots to third. Derek Hamill, Peter Onjak will round out your top 5. Henley had a problem on pit road. The car stalled, leaving its pit stall. Now the 31 is scooting back there. There's DJ Curtis, Henry Thomas, RJ Bishop, James Ellison, another Crossroads car. He'll round out the top 10. We'll get you back to the green flag here in a second. We're going to step away for a commercial break, but we'll be right back to the Right Lane Cup Series finale right after this.
For every turn, a twist. For every start, an untimely finish. For every win, someone who loses it. For every number, a nation. For every celebration, a brawl. For every split second, years of work. For every heaven, a hell. For every good old boy, a good old girl. For every curse, a prayer. For every ounce of order, a jug of chaos. For every twist, there's a turn.
Where'd you go? I just did a bumper run and took the lead.
I ran out of dip.
Dip? I'm racing neck and neck, and that's all you can think about is dip? You need to get your priorities straight.
Look at the bumper given to the 75. Caesar to the inside. He's going to take second spot.
All right, Pinhead, your time is up.
Who you calling Pinhead?
You okay, Patrick?
Finland!
Coming back to the green flag here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Welcome back to the Right Lane Cup Series Season 2 finale. Lane Sanders currently leads. We're a quarter of the way through the race after we had a big crash on the front straightaway involving Ryan Reed and Charles Sanford. Both the drivers have been checked and released from the infield care center. Lane Sanders brings us back down to the green flag. Pace car is off. Sanders is in the restart zone, and we're back underway here on lap number 26. Sanders charges back into turn 1. Ryan Griffin to the inside of the number 9 of Vince Freeze. Derek Hamill is scooting forward. Peter Onjak had a good pit stop. He's going to get right up into the top 5. Justin Henley in trouble. Had a very good car to start with. Stalled coming out of the pit lane. They have not been able to get the car to go since, and Henley is dropping like a rock But look who's past him, though. It's Griffin Label McDermott. GLM taking advantage of the field stack up. He's 3 wide, trying to get 2 more spots going into turn 1. He's got a teammate behind him. That is the 92 of Vince Freeze. Looking behind them, there is the number 62 of Alexander Phoenix. Phoenix has been trailing the 22 this entire race. Now he is within striking distance of the top 10. If he can move as fast as he can, maybe he can get there. He's 3 wide now with Henley and RJ Bishop. GLM has gotten away into the 6th position, or the 7th position. You see Hamill running the outside line. Sanders has gotten away with Ryan Griffin. Freeze has fallen back to 4th. Onjak scooting around him. Here he goes to the inside. Onjak trying to make a good move, and how about this for Peter Onjak? Trying to get a good finish here. He had a very good run last week. Finished inside the top 5, trying to finish off the year strong for that number 5 on Giotto Dodge. TJ Curtis, another driver trying to finish out strong. They confirmed that they'll be back next season. But look who's on his back bumper here. GLM is here. He's got a teammate behind him. This is not the news Vince Freeze wanted to see. The Iceman trying everything he can do to hold on to his spots. GLM going to take him 3 wide going into turn 1. He backed off there, but that's going to put Finguy on the outside line. Vargas runs the low line. Henry Thomas has gotten through that conundrum of cars. He's up to 11th. He's got J.D. Martin behind him. All 3 of the Hondas in the field, 3 of the 4 Hondas in the field are right inside this top dozen. There's a 4th one. That's the 66 of Austin Murray. He is in the race. There he is, running back in the 31st position. This is the Honda Racing South entry. Murray has part ownership in that organization. Doing respectable for themselves, and this is 3rd Right Lane Cup Series start. There's a driver that we need to keep an eye out. He's got damage on his door, Alexander Rowe. Rowe trying to move forward. You see him making a bonsai move because now Luke Martin is in his sights. Remember, Rookie of the Year is going to be decided by a single position this year, as Luke Martin is leading Rowe by 1 point. Both have won races this year. Both have done incredibly well. And both are in the hunt for this Rookie of the Year title. But they both have a lot of work to do if they're going to get it. And they have a gaggle of cars in front of them. Carson Green bottomed out in front of Luke Evans. Breeding slipping back with his teammate Ben McDonald. Henley and Turner to the inside line. As Robinson, the rookie, fights Samuel England in the Spa of 24. Ellison gets away. And look up front, Alexander Phoenix has caught the 2 Finguy Saitomi Fords. Now all he has to do is pass them, which probably is going to be the hard part. Sanders kicked to the outside line. Sanders has been thrown aside as Ryan Griffin in the 1 takes the lead here at Charlotte. Honda is 1-2-10 right now. Griffin, Hamill, Sanders got driven up the road by Onjak. Sanders right against the wall. Freeze takes advantage. He's in the inside. Onjak slips back behind him. GLM follows Freeze through. This would have done a big favor for Alexander Phoenix, but J.D. Martin pushed Phoenix aside. He's going to fall back behind the 96. That's going to move. It's going to keep Phoenix inside the top 10, but only just. Phoenix back to the inside of the J.D. Martin, who's going to be leaving that team. They announced last week that Stephen Colon will be taking over that 96 ride, which will be renumbered to the 66 next season. J.D. Martin has yet to confirm any plans, but it's more than likely that he will step away from the Right Lane Cup Series after this season. Meanwhile, GLM has caught Vince Freeze. The Iceman is under attack by GLM. This is for the 4th position, but I think you're going to have to give... No, maybe not, because the 92 might not go with his teammate. Now he does. Sanders passing Hamill to the inside. GLM trying to pass the 9 as well. Looks like he's going to get it with help of his teammate. This is probably the best thing Jeffrey Finguy can do. Big picture. You know, he has a very good shot of winning this race today. But right now, he is playing team orders, playing the team owner. Remember, he has a 50-50 stake in that 2-car operation. And he is trying to get that team a championship. Sanders gets passed by the 22. Now Finguy is alongside Sanders. Jeffrey Finguy got the 22, Griffin Lapel McDermott. Griffin Lapel McDermott, he is leading the points right now. And look at Alexander Phoenix. He's trying everything he can do to pass. Because remember, if Phoenix can get up here and lead laps, if he can lead laps and finish in the top 3 and GLM say fall as far as 10th or 11th, Phoenix wins the championship because of how the points are distributed at the top part of the field. If GLM can finish where he is, he's champion no matter what anybody else does. Right now, he's comfortable in 3rd. He's following Derek Hamill around this racetrack. He probably is going to push him back to his teammate, the one of Ryan Griffin, and then pass him. But Hamill is probably also playing a little bit of team orders. He is a part owner in his organization as well, and would probably love to see Ryan Griffin win a race, but also it would be lovely for him to get his first Right Lane Cup Series win. 2 Hondas, 2 Fords, 3 Fords, and then a Pontiac are your top 6. 2 more Pontiacs follow, another Honda, and then a lone Dodge. And then there's a Toyota in Christian Vargas, Henry Thomas, James Ellison is scooted forward. RJ Bishop, Samuel England round out your top 15 with Major Robinson, Jesse Turner, Nick Breeding, Luke Evans, and Asher Evelyn are your top 20. Justin Henley has scooted all the way back. They have damage from the restart on the right side of the car. Henley has fallen to 21st. Zachary Fitzwater's 22nd. There's Carson Green, 23rd. Taylor Frey, the other Andrade car, is 24th. Rhodes Gray is 25th. Look who has gotten past Luke Martin. It's Alexander Rowe. Rowe now leads Rookie of the Year. In front of Austin Murray, Dunlap Prad, Mac Johnson, and Logan Cloud rounds out your top 30. Ben McDonald. There is Luke Martin. Martin has fallen back. He had a bad restart. Now he's trying to fight to get back forward, but he's being blocked at every turn. So Julio Caesar is back here. There's Aiden Smith, your newest Right Lane Cup Series winner, won at Homestead last week, having a pretty bad day in 34th. Miles Mashburn, 35th. Nicky Martinez, 36th. Zachary Ponce, 37th. Andrew Gutierrez, 38th. Joseph Wrigley's 39th, with Matt Stanley Andrews rounding out the field. The only 2 cars out of the race right now is the 19 of Charles Sanford, the 57 of Ryan Reed. Meanwhile, things have changed inside the top 5. Things are changing up here as well. Finguy scoots past his teammate. Man, Freeze almost got into the 22 of GLM. They are going to slide coming out of turn number 4. That's going to allow the 9 to scoot past going into turn 1. Freeze now leads the championship drivers again, but not in the points. What will Finguy do? Finguy has suddenly had a very halfway decent long run car. He's going to try to make a run on the 98 going into turn 3. Lane Sanders is in trouble. He's got J.D. Martin and Alexander Phoenix behind him. It would make manufacturer sense for Sanders to let that 62 by. But mind you, they're only sharing a manufacturer for the rest of this race, and that's it. Sanders goes on the Chevy. But Sanders running the outside line. He gives Phoenix plenty of room down the back straightaway. Meanwhile, the 2 Finguy Fords are attacking the 2 cars in front of them. They're side by side, but this has only allowed Ryan Griffin to move away from the rest of the field. There he is on the start-finish line. There's Derek Hamill, his teammate. He's got a 1.6 second lead on 2nd and 3rd. But everybody else, this is still anybody's race past that 1 car. And you see it here. Finguy is up to 2nd spot. Hamill slips back to 3rd, slips back to 4th. Alexander Phoenix has gotten through the ruckus. He is going to try to set sail for Griffin Lapel McDermott. Freeze back under the 98. He's going to try to get up to 4th again. J.D. Martin, the other Honda of that Honda factory team, he is doing pretty well for himself in this last race. All three of the Honda factory team cars are in the top 10 right now. They're in the top 7 right now, doing a very good job for them. You see the 9 had a little bit of a bad corner on the bottom. That's going to let Hamill get by. The 62 is going to try to peek to the inside. But the 9 runs that defensive line in the turn 1. That lets Sanders, Vargas, and DJ Curtis catch up. Vargas announcing that he is leaving Revolution Racing. The team is shutting down. He's fighting, ironically enough, his future boss, Lane Sanders. Vargas will be moving over to Spa next season, driving a number 39 Pontiac, or Chevrolet, excuse me. Big opportunity for Vargas. We'll see if he's able to leave Toyota on a high note, though. He got 1 car. He's going to get 2 cars. How about this for Vargas? He's been solid all season, been stuck at the rear for most starts of the races, and now he is going to scoot forward, and he's going to probably, if he's still on this trend, he'll be in the top 5 by the next lap. He's up to 6th. But you see it here, the 2 FPM cars have gotten back together. We'll see what they'll be able to do. They're just around 2 seconds behind Ryan Griffin. I'm sure they would want to go catch him and win this race. But mind you, they can also play big picture because they will win the championship as it stands. But Ryan Griffin, he has set sail. He's got 2 seconds on the rest of the field. Ryan Griffin leads on lap number 51. We're halfway in the Right Lane Cup Series finale here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Ryan Griffin leads over Jeffrey Finguy, Griffin Lapel McDermott, Derek Hamill, and Vince Freeze. We'll be right back right after this.
Felicitations, malefactors! I am endeavoring to misappropriate the formulary for the preparation of affordable comestibles! Who will join me? I don't get it.
Okay, now, what do you do next?
Floor it?
Yes. No, don't floor it.
Floor it?
No, don't floor it.
Okay, floor it.
You spend the day going in circles. When you earn the right to do one more, that's fuel for the soul.
All of these championship-winning drivers have one thing in common: Goodyear Racing Eagles. The race-winning technology that's found in the Goodyear Racing Eagles can also be found in the world's best-selling line of high-performance street tires, Goodyear Eagle Street Radials. The champions know, and it's why we say the best tires in the world have Goodyear written all over them.
The second round of pit stops are underway here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Welcome back to the Right Lane Cup Series Season 2 finale. Ryan Griffin came in as your race leader. J.D. Martin, his teammate, now takes over the lead as Griffin brought most of the top 5 down, including himself, Finguy, the points leader. Griffin Lapel McDermott, there's Derek Hamill pulling into his stall. Several cars have already come down pit road, mostly in the back half of the field. Vince Freeze, though, was the only car inside the top 5 to try to undercut. He needs to try anything he can do to win the championship. He'll come out the first out of many cars. You see all the cars he's passing now for position that are on the pit road. He came in right next to Derek Hamill. There's Derek Hamill there. Freeze is now going to come out. Where is the rest of the field? Vargas is there. GLM is there. There's Ryan Griffin. Will Freeze catch any of them? He's going to catch Vargas, it looks like. In terms of gaining and losing, I think the 9 might have come out about even, but this is not what he wants to see ahead of him. GLM has taken second spot and thus retains the points lead. You see Christian Vargas, though, on his back bumper. Vargas, a really good pit stop out of that 00 camp. Here he goes to the inside. The RCA Toyota is fighting. Here he goes to second spot. Freeze back to fourth. Ellison is up to fifth. There's J.D. Martin. There's Hamill. Ben McDonald is moved forward. There is Alexander Phoenix. He's in a gaggle of cars. He's going to pass the 16 to Ben McDonald here. That's going to put him up into the 8th spot. Trying to look for Jeffrey Finguy. There he is with Lane Sanders. The pair of them had issues getting out of their pit stalls. Apparently, when Justin Henley pulled into his pit stall, Sanders had to try to get out of his pit stall. Finguy had to struggle to get out of his pit stall. The pair of them lost so much time. You see it there. Now they're fighting the Honda Racing South entry of Austin Murray, who's found himself inside the top 20. Samuel England is there. There's Luke Evans, Fitzwater, Breeding, Curtis. Zachary Ponce has scooted forward into the 22nd spot. How about that for that team? RJ Bishop, Martinez. That team will be closing doors right after this race. The Raving Sunset Automotive Group, the 42, the 46, and the 51. Stanley Andrews has found a new home next season. Right, but as of now, Mac Johnson is retiring from the sport, and Martinez, we don't know where Martinez will end up. Right now, Martinez has ended up on the outside of Luke Martin, who we have not found Alexander Rowe. There's Alexander Rowe. Suddenly, the Rookie of the Year battle has swapped hands again, as Rowe is now in the 35th spot. A terrible pit stop for the number 10. Rowe stalled it on the pit lane. Oh, we've got trouble. Trouble out of turn number 4. Potts is in it. Miles Mashburn. There's Julio Caesar. The caution is out. This changes everything. RJ Bishop. Heavy damage to the front and rear of that Monster Energy Ford. Was anybody else involved? DJ Curtis. Big damage on the door of the Miller Lite Deuce. Mac Johnson. The hood dented on that 51. This might have saved the 10 of Alexander Rowe's Rookie of the Year bid, but I think this hurt Ryan Griffin. Suddenly, his lead has disintegrated. As GLM, Vince Freeze, and Vargas have now caught back up to him. Big damage on several cars. Such a shame for Zachary Ponce. That team was having a great run in 22nd. What's left of that 95 car is scooting back around to the pit lane. He's not the only one scooting back. The caution is out. Let's see if we can get a replay and catch what on earth happened. Well, turn 4 just seems to be the calamity corner today. And I think, man, and you saw Ponce drove it in. I think Curtis and Ponce were fighting for position. They caught RJ Bishop, and hard into the wall goes the 3 cars. Carson Green got into it. There's the 8. Mac Johnson got his damage. Oh, wow. Caesar came in late and ran over the 95 of Zachary Ponce. And Logan Hodges drove right through there. Such a shame. That is such a shame for these cars. All of them are having such good days. Let's see if we can get a better look going into turn 3. It looks like Ponce and Curtis went for the same spot. They tried desperately to get off each other, and it did not bode well for any of them. You saw Ponce get hit by Mashburn. Got stuck in the middle of the racetrack. Julio Caesar in the smoke had nowhere to go. And you see the result there. Several cars destroyed on the front straightaway. Riding on board with RJ Bishop. You see, he thought he had this clear. I don't even think he thought anything was wrong. And then, bam, hard into the wall. Oh! Caught the 8 there and kept on going. Riding aboard the 40 with Aiden Smith, last week's winner. Whew. Had to dug it onto the access road for the Roval configuration to get right through there. Let's see if we can get a look at it with Zachary Ponce. 95, he gets into DJ Curtis, spins down into the 78, and bam! Hits Carson Green, hits the 8. Oh, wow! What a crash. And he almost got hit several times there. Wow, what a crash. This has been the Right Lane Cup Series. We'll be Season 2 finale. We'll take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back right after this.
Sunday is race day. That's why the Domino's 555 deal is perfect. 3 medium pizzas for $5 each. I have a pizza here for Mr. Right Lane.
That's mine. You're right. Mine would be the king of Right Lane.
Really? Mine would be for the Emperor of Right Lane.
Mine would be the Czar of Right Lane.
The Grand Poobah of Right Lane.
General Velissimo of Right Lane.
El Presidente de Right Lane.
King Daddy.
Use the Force, Luke. Let go, Luke.
Get that camera out of my face.
Mid-race drama here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Welcome back to the Right Lane Cup Series Season 2 finale here at Charlotte. Ryan Griffin is your race leader after 65 laps. Griffin Lapel McDermott, the points leader, is second. Then you have Vince Freeze in third, Christian Vargas and James Ellison. That is your top five. We're coming back to the green flag after the big one out of turn number 4. Collected 8 cars. Griffin had his great 2-second lead shrunk by the 22 and the 9 after this caution flag. We're going to come back to the green flag here. Ben McDonald had issues on pit road that put him deep in the field. And Justin Henley, that car stalled on the pit lane. They had to take it back behind the wall. He's back out. The green flag is out as well. Griffin's going to pass the 31 going into turn number 1. He's going to set sail. GLM is stuck there in the second spot. He's got Vince Freeze behind him. Vargas is going to shoo his way to the inside. He might take Ben McDonald 3 wide. He is looking. He's looking. He's looking again. There he goes. Freeze to the inside of the 22. GLM trying to use the outside line to his advantage, but it's not going to be enough. I think Ryan Griffin is going to hold the lead. Let's see what Henley does. Henley has the freshest tires because he just changed them under this last caution. Henley to the inside trying to get one of his numerous laps back. Henley is currently 5 laps down. Of course, he's not supposed to be meddling with the championship fight, but I think he's going to let GLM go. Here comes GLM. He's to the inside that bet MGM Ford. He's going to go to second. He's going to try to take the race lead from Ryan Griffin. To the inside goes Griffin, Lapel McDermott, Freeze, and Phoenix are watching on in anguish. The 22 is probably going to lead a lap here unless Ryan Griffin fights him down the back straightaway. He's trying to, but that 31 is side drafting the 1. And he's going to clear it. New leader here at home at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, and it's the points leader, Griffin Lapel McDermott. This will just be yet another point put in his bucket, and it's one that the rest of the field, the rest of the championship hopefuls did not need to have. Freeze shoehorns the 16 right out of the way. Vargas trying to get past him. You see Hamill is trying to fight Alexander Phoenix. Phoenix, oh wow, almost collided with Hamill going into turn 3. He tried to get under Christian Vargas. Vargas cuts back to the inside line. A couple of new contenders in the top 10 now. Major Robinson, the rookie, trying to get his 3rd straight top 10. There's Jeffrey Finguy to the inside going into turn 1. Evelyn is there. There's Samuel England 12th. Finguy has recovered since his bad pit stop. Lane Sanders has not. Neither has Henry Thomas. They're stuck battling right inside the top 20. Looking back up front, the field has grouped up again. GLM has gotten away. J.D. Martin trying to pass the 1. He's going to take him all the way to the inside. That's his teammate he's fighting. And that number 96 Honda is going to take the 2nd spot. J.D. Martin to 2nd. Vargas is here. He's going to try to pass the 1 of Ryan Griffin. Griffin is complaining about his car. He says it's getting tight on him. It's not what they need. Vargas to the inside. He takes 3rd. From 5th to 3rd in 1 lap. Vargas is going to try to set sail. Look at this. Now Griffin has 2 championship contenders behind him. Will he let any of them go? Here is Alexander Phoenix. Man, look at this mess. Samuel England 3 wide. England trying to make it into the top 10. He might make it into the top dozen here if he's patient enough, throws that Exalta Pontiac right up into the mix. Hamill scoots back. He lets his teammate in line. That's going to put Alexander Phoenix right up in the 4th. Hamill under attack by the 24 of Samuel England. Ben McDonald still in the mix. Finn Guy has swatted back into the 9th spot. He's got Vince Freeze. There he is. There's James Ellison trying to hold on to his top 10 spot. Major Robinson has scooted back. All these drivers trying to run down GLM. Henley has run down GLM, trying to get a lap back. Here he goes to the inside. That is absolutely not what GLM wanted. JD Martin scoots his way to the inside. Martin trying to take the lead. He's going to follow Justin Henley. Henley is now going to be only 4 laps down. That's going to put JD Martin up into the race lead. Another new leader. That's JD Martin. 96, this is his last race with that team. Trying to go out on a high note. He has a career win. He won Pikes Peak last season, beating none other than a Finn Guy car. That was Jeffrey Finn Guy that day. Man, look at these Hondas fighting Samuel England. 3 wide down the back straightaway. What a mess. As now those two Hondas that dominated the early part of this race are fading. Finn Guy's going to try to shove his nose into the mess. Samuel England now, he's going to get right up into the top 5. England's car has come to life late in this race. Look at Martin. Look at GLM. This is going to bring Vargas. This might bring Vargas up to him. Look at that 24. Samuel England is not done. He is going after Alexander Phoenix. He's going to get him. He might get 3rd. That 24 car, they have a long run car on their hands. England was outside the top 10 5 laps ago. Now he's fighting. He's got the fastest car on the racetrack. He's going to fight Christian Vargas for 3rd. Let's see what he can do. Martin now, JD Martin trying to put that 31 back a lap down. Look at this mess cut through the field. We'll check up on the Rookie of the Year battle right quick. There is the 10 of Alexander Rowe. He is now fighting Luke Martin in the 6. Things have changed yet again here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. These two have been anywhere from right outside the top 10 to outside the top 35. And now they're right fighting just around the top 20, and they have everything to lose. Rookie of the Year battle, they have to lose right now. Rowe is winning by 2 points. That is how many points he's winning over the 6 of Luke Martin. He needs to try everything he can do to pass the 54 and the 10. But overall, this fight has just been absolutely incredible. You see back here, Finn Guy has gotten around Ryan Griffin. England has gotten around the 00. He's going to set sail. He's a 2.5 back from the 22 and the 96. JD Martin trying everything he can do to get around that 31. But right now, he just needs to stay with him, because that 81, they can win the race. If they hold it like this, remember, they have one more pit stop. And as the way things are going, it might happen any time now in this race. We'll have to see, because JD Martin is leading this race. He's got GLM, the points leader, the championship leader. He's right behind him. Samuel England is 3rd with Christian Vargas and Derek Hamill. This has been your Right Lane Cup Series Season 2 finale at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. After 81 laps, JD Martin leads. We'll be right back right after this, and we'll take you green straight to the end.
During a 500-mile race, the Texaco Haviland race team will change the tires, replace the fuel, and adjust the suspension. But there's one thing engineered to go the distance: the oil. Haviland, race-proven protection.
All of these championship-winning drivers have one thing in common: Goodyear Racing Eagles. The race-winning technology that's found in the Goodyear Racing Eagles can also be found in the world's best-selling line of high-performance street tires, Goodyear Eagle Street Radials. The champions know, and it's why we say the best tires in the world have Goodyear written all over them.
From the entire Channel 4 News team, I'm Veronica Corningstone.
And I'm Ron Burgundy.
Subscribe to Right Lane Cup.
Lap 86 out of 100. We have 15 laps to go here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. 15 laps left in the season. Welcome back to the Right Lane Cup Series Season 2 finale at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. J.D. Martin has led the way for at least 10 laps. He's got Griffin Lapel-McDermott behind him. Samuel England is in third, the fastest car on the track. There's Christian Vargas in fourth. Derek Hamill is in fifth with Alexander Phoenix, Jeffrey Finguy, Ryan Griffin, Asher Evelyn, and Zachary Fitzwater. That is your top 10. RJ Bishop comes down the pit lane. We expect to see these cars come down any lap now for their final pit stop of the day. The championship leaders just don't need anything to happen. We'll update you on the point situation. Griffin Lapel-McDermott is currently your points leader. All he needs to do is maintain this, and he's the champion. Alexander Phoenix is there in sixth. He desperately needs something to happen on this pit stop to that 22 for him to win this championship. He needs to only beat him by about 10 spots, or he needs to beat him by about 4 or 5. It depends on where they are. Luke Martin's on pit road. We might start seeing the cars coming down the pit road. I think Luke Martin. There is Vince Freeze, the Iceman, is going to try an undercut. One last desperate attempt at winning this championship. Freeze, that is your last car. He came into this race almost a race behind. He needs to finish top 2 and something happen to GLM and Alexander Phoenix. But as this race goes on, that's less and less likely. Looking back, let's see who else is coming down pit road. Vargas is down pit lane. Jesse Turner is there. Looking at the back of the field, there's Finguy. GLM is on pit lane with Alexander Phoenix. Let's see how these pit stops go. The 22 is out. The 62 is out. They both came in and out about the same time, but we'll see how fast they're going to be able to get back on the racetrack. The 62 is going to come out in a gaggle of cars, though. GLM is going to get away. The 00 is right behind him. This might cycle them out to the lead. Where is the 24? Samuel England, there he is. He's trying to run long and use these tires, but with 10 laps to go, I don't like this strategy out of the 24 camp. We'll see, because they have to take less fuel. If they can undercut, if they can maybe offset this with maybe a 2-tire stop, they might be able to win the race. There goes the 22 and the 00 getting their laps back. Trying to look. We'll catch you up in the Rookie of the Year battle. Alexander Rowe came in 1 point behind Luke Martin. There is Rowe. Where is Luke Martin? Here comes the 24. Let's see what he does. J.D. Martin was the first car. And he's going to pass. J.D. Martin will take the lead here at Charlotte. Samuel England is back to second. There is the 00 Christian Vargas. Ryan Griffin has gotten past the 22. J.D. Martin has got to run. He's got 10 laps to try to run down these guys. Christian Vargas. J.D. Martin takes the lead back. 9 laps to settle it. Looking back through the field. There's the 10 of Alexander Rowe. There's the 6 of Luke Martin. As of now, Luke Martin would be your Rookie of the Year for Season 2, the first ever Right Lane Cup Series Rookie of the Year. He's got a teammate behind him in Zachary Fitzwater, his boss, his friend, his team owner. Fitzwater, very, very proud of his team this year, so much so that Martin and Freeze both signed lifetime contracts. We spoke to Fitzwater earlier today about the odds of him winning the championship, and he said It doesn't matter if we win the championship or not. I'm very proud of the season that my team has had. We have been by far the best Ford team, and I'm very proud of all of my employees and all my drivers. They've all been very good friends to me this season. Fitzwater, very proud, but he's got to look. He's probably has a little bit of a pit in his stomach now. He's holding off Alexander Phoenix, who's 11th. And then there's Vince Freeze, who will most likely end up finishing 3rd in points. There's Justin Henley coming out of the pit lane. J.D. Martin has 4 seconds on Christian Vargas. Vargas has clean racetrack. We'll see what he can do with 7 laps, but I think we're looking at a J.D. Martin. That'll be his 2nd career win and probably his last career win, as Martin has not talked about his plans for next season. Perhaps he'll retire after this season. But man, Christian Vargas gained almost a second that lap. He's using the 78 of RJ Bishop on the 31 of Justin Henley as draft. We'll see how he did this lap. It will be 5 to go. We'll see what he gained 7/10 again. He almost wrecked Henley there. Vargas is trying. He's trying to get up here. There's J.D. Martin. There's Christian Vargas. Suddenly, at the rate they're going, we have a race. He needs 4 laps. He needs 4 laps like this, and he will catch the 96. Martin pitted several. He pitted 4 laps ahead of Christian Vargas, and it's showing. Vargas, oh my God, he might actually do it. Vargas on the run of his life. The last race for Revolution Racing. The last race he'll drive a Toyota. Christian Vargas trying. He has come so close. His teammates throughout the season, ironically, J.D. Martin was his teammate last year, has won. Asher Evelyn, the 59 or the 99, has won. Vargas is on a late race charge. He gained 9/10 of a second that lap. Vargas is on a charge with 3 to go. Can he do it? He's in the draft. GLM is past these lap cars. That's the last thing for GLM to worry about. He just needs to take it easy. Someone who's not taking it easy, though, is Christian Vargas. We're coming back to 2 to go. Martin is having issues. He thinks he's got a tire down. Martin trying to keep it on. Can Honda win another race? Or will the 00 catch him? Look at the ground he gained. With 2 to go, he's there. He is there. Vargas is going to try at him. He's got 1.5 laps to do, and he runs the outside line. He's going to build a run at him coming out of turn number 4. We're going to be taking the white flag. 1 lap to go at Charlotte. 1 to go in the season. Side by side is Vargas and J.D. Martin. These 2 former teammates, they have a lot of respect. Will they play by the rules? It looks like Martin will let him go. Christian Vargas takes the lead down the back straightaway. Many attempts for Christian Vargas. So many close calls for Christian Vargas. He had to work for this one, but in this final race for Revolution Racing, he is going to take the checkered flag. Christian Vargas, Right Lane Cup Series win number 1. Vargas is going to win. J.D. Martin gets a second, but Griffin Lapel McDermott is your Right Lane Cup Series Season 2 champion. Congratulations to Griffin Lapel McDermott. Vince Freeze comes oh so short. He's 3rd in points. Alexander Phoenix is 2nd in points. Luke Martin is your Rookie of the Year. He beat Alexander Rowe. How about this for Griffin Lapel McDermott? An amazing season for him. He wasn't the favorite for most of the season, but he was consistent. He won, and he kept his head in the game. And when everybody else fumbled, he was there to shine. Congratulations to Griffin Lapel McDermott. There's his boss, Jeffrey Finguy. I'm sure he's just as ecstatic as the 22. But a heartbreak for Vince Freeze. A heartbreak for many of these guys. To think Ryan Griffin had a shot. He was inconsistent towards the end. Henry Thomas, likewise. He was inconsistent towards the end. But an amazing run for all of these drivers. And an amazing season comes to a close as Griffin Lapel McDermott is your Season 2 Right Lane Cup Series champion. Congratulations to him, BetMGM, Jack Daniels, Finn Guy, Saitomi Motorsports, Ford, and the entire Right Lane Cup Series garage on completing a great season. Season 2, this has got to have been just an exciting race, an exciting season as Season 1 has. And we've come up short. It once again came down to the final race of the season. Although the eligible cars was cut in half for the championship, this was such an amazing battle and an amazing race to end the season. It will end with a first-time winner, a first-time champion, and many, many drivers will add their names to the history books as Right Lane Cup Series winners at the end of this season. Thank you all so much for watching this amazing season, for this amazing race. We'll be back again next season at Daytona. We'll be seeing Speed Weeks and the Daytona 500 here in several months. Thank you all so much for watching this race. We'll get your finishing results here in a second.